Well, this ATC is just about stripped down. It still has the rear axle and the brakes and the rear bearing carrier to be removed. And I left the brake pedal and the cable on because the first thing we do is we take this axle off here. We take this nut off here. It's a 41 millimeter nut, and they're generally on really tight. And there's also Loctite on the threads that's put on at the factory on the outside nut. And also this has some rust holding it on, so it's going to be difficult to take off. And what I used was this tool here, and I used a 24-inch breaker bar, which gives it quite a bit of leverage. And to keep it from turning, that's why I left the brake on. These brakes still work, so I held my foot on the pedal, and it was really hard to pull off. I did break it loose already, so we take these two nuts off. There's an outside one here, the one that's really tight. The inside one isn't generally quite as tight. Well, the two nuts are loose now. There's a metal washer behind it. And I believe this part will just pop off a little bit. Okay, and the axle should pull through now from the left side. Let's see if I get the axle off now. It didn't just slide right off real easily. Well, it's budging a little bit. Wasn't too bad. It's not off yet either. Okay, it might help if I take this nut and that washer off. Okay, the axle is off. Now we'll take those bolts off and holding the dust cover on. Okay, well the bolts are off, and you can see I put the ATC on its side, so take the dust cover off, and there's a brake drum. Now the question is, will this come off easily or not? They don't always come off that easily. Oh, that was lucky. Came right off. Okay, you get the shoes off, you just kind of like bend them off. Well, I have the frame upside down now, so I'll take the brake cable and actuating lever off now. spring here on help that. Here's a wear indicator. Felt washer. Okay, there's 4 bolts here, and 2 on the top here and 2 on the bottom. We'll take those off next. And here's the last of the 4 bolts. And I gave them all a shot of WD-40 in the back, so once I got them broken loose, they come off easier. And here's a chain adjuster. I mean the main chain adjuster. And here's the bearing hub, still hooked up with a cable. That pretty much does it. There's a brake cable to take off yet and the brake pedal. Well, there it is, stripped down to the frame. And here's all the major parts. Some of the sub-assemblies haven't been taken apart yet, but lots of spare parts. I get to clean these up and put them back together again.